Well, I don't usually focus on inflationary projects. I did want to take a look at one of the market leaders of this cycle, SUI, which has done really well in recent time, putting in a new all-time high just a few weeks ago. This is crypto simulation theory. I am the Gaussian snake. What you're about to hear is not financial advice. Let's go ahead and take a look at SUI. By the way, I'll have links to the SUI contract address down below where you can buy it if you want to get some and the website and all that. Tonight's purpose of the video will not be a fundamentals overview. It is strictly technicals. So if you look at SUI sort of on a weekly time frame, going all the way back to its debut, it's had a really nice double bottom, like macro double bottom that you can kind of see. Here's bottom one, here's bottom two, which is a macro high or low. That is a really strong structure. And while SUI has not been around for 100 weeks, so it doesn't have a 100-week whole moving average, it certainly does have some of these shorter time frame moving averages that we can look at. So right now, SUI is encountering a bit of weakness. It has fallen below its 10-week HMA, which is in purple. It's fallen below its 20-week, and we see a death cross of the 10 with the 20, something that has not happened for quite some time with SUI. SUI's had quite a run up, ever since that secondary bottom. We do appear to be going to the 40-week. And so the question is, has SUI gotten a little too overheated here? Or does it still have room to run this cycle? And I think, that's a question that may have different answers depending on what your time frame is. So if we look at fib levels going all the way back to the beginning, and count, high to low, swing high to swing low, we have, tested the one fib level quite a bit and successfully back tested as support back in October of 2024. And surprise, surprise, we're finding resistance at the 1.618. This is a very common place to find a little bit of resistance. If we throw on a VRVP, and it's not going to show anything because we're on the crypto chart, so never mind. So yeah, I mean, as far as like fibs go, I definitely anticipate some resistance here at the 618. We might be a little bit concerned about a head and shoulders formation happening. I mean, of course, Bitcoin dictates what's going to happen with alts and Ethereum as well, but especially Bitcoin right now. Well, Bitcoin is still somewhat in charge of the market. So we're at about $4.32 at the moment. If we throw on the alligator, we can see that this alligator his mouth is pretty wide open. So I would probably be a little concerned about this rolling over fairly soon for some consolidation. I would like to back that thesis up with more data, but that's just my general feeling looking at the chart, also seeing us pull away from the top of the Bollinger Band. You can see the median line of the Bollinger Band is around the 1.414 fib level. So I would anticipate we could see a pullback down to the 1.272, just kind of looking at this and using my intuition. That seems like it could provide a pretty reasonable entry. If you're looking for something in SUI, Gunnar EMA band, still a strong bull market support band, but it is kind of turning away a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see us kind of fall through that one. Again, the bottom range of the bull market support band is coming up on the 1.414 fib. So yeah, I'd be looking somewhere in that region. Again, this is all just intuition based off of what I'm seeing here. Okay, currently my beam risk metric is giving the risk of SUI a 0.4763 score. So this is sort of in, a typical buy and hold zone, but you can see a head and shoulders formation. I really think this is coming down in risk and will offer probably a better opportunity for entry somewhere in here if I had to guess. Here we are currently in a bull bubble on the average sentiment oscillator for SUI. Last time we were in a bull bubble like this, though, it did pop and we had a bear bubble. So that is something to kind of watch out for. Doesn't have to happen, but I am anticipating, being that we already got to a level close to 80, that this could come down, right? It doesn't have to turn into a bear bubble. It could. It might be a small bear bubble if it does happen, but I still think things will turn around for SUI. I mean, this does look like a strong chart. The tricks bubble on SUI is showing a bearish divergence at play. You can see the shorter term moving average slicing through the longer term ones. This generally points to continued downside. And my guess is that SUI puts in some kind of macro high or low relative to over here. So again, you're just talking about an accumulation opportunity coming up. I would not buy SUI at these levels, but I probably would wait to buy it, although I don't intend to buy it and I don't own it. A lot of people on my channel do. And, I've seen its strength. I write off inflationary tokens. It's just something I do, sometimes to my own detriment. But I do see a lot of potential. This is a strong layer one blockchain. It's giving Solana a run for its money. So I think, like, I do believe in this blockchain, and I think it does have a promising future. So I think somewhere in here could again represent accumulation. Wave trend did print bearish divergence for SUI, so I anticipate this to come down. We have not gotten above the red zone, so I don't think we've put in a market cycle top for SUI. That being said, where could we anticipate SUI to top out? And your guess is as good as mine. Certainly, this is a very strong base. We could see SUI maybe, let's say SUI comes down between the 1.272 and 1.414, which is where I think its final resting place will be before another run higher. So let's say you pick up SUI at, let's just suppose, like, $2.75. I think there's a reasonable chance we can make it up to these levels, like 2.72 to 2.414, in a proper bull run, maybe later in the year, the $11 to $14 SUI. And so you're looking at potentially another, 6 or 7x. I don't know how happy you'd be with that. Could SUI go higher? It could. I have no clue how high it's going to go. But when I look at the beam risk indicator, which is, my main risk indicator for newer altcoins, it's already pretty hot. So like when it was at a risk level, or when it was at, like, what was this price? Like just shy of $5. I mean, we were at a risk level at that point of around 0.56. So there's still room to go. I mean, to get up into this really hot zone, so we could easily go higher than what I'm saying, right? But when you do get above this orange line, that is the hot zone, and you do anticipate some downside. I think we're going to come down, and then later on, probably could happen in Q1. Maybe we get above the orange zone, and sometime this year we might even get up to the red. Generally, as people on my channel have correctly said, coins that are strong during Bitcoin crab trends, like what we've been in, or Bitcoin downtrends, are ones that you want to pay a lot of attention to and look at this show of strength. So while I would not buy SUI right now, not financial advice, do what you want. If I were interested in picking this up, I would be looking around here somewhere. So I think SUI has a bright future. I think it will put in a third macro high or low, which might even look sort of like a curve. This thing could get very explosive at any time. The one issue with SUI, though, is its tokenomics. This is from CoinMarketCap. Current market cap of SUI is 13.09 billion. But you're looking at only 30% of the circulating supply in circulation. I won't touch any project like this personally, but others have made some good money off of SUI. And, I will say that in the beginning stages of an asset's bull market, which SUI is most certainly in, inflation really shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's, of course, not necessarily an endorsement to go out and buy this, but it is, SUI is a very hot blockchain. It's got a great ecosystem. And so I'd be foolish to fade this as well. I think SUI will be around for a long time to come. I do think that its inflationary tokenomics will catch up with it, though, at some point. I've already seen this happen with some fairly new projects in the space. So that does somewhat, while you can see the market cap put in new all-time highs, that doesn't mean the token price always will, because you have to divide by higher and higher number of tokens relative to the market cap. So I feel like that's just something to consider, right? And it all depends on your own investing preferences. Personally, I don't touch inflationary projects, and if I do, I don't hold them for long. So yeah, that's kind of my thing. But the chart looks good. I mean, if we go back to the chart, this is a good looking chart. We just probably need a little bit of a cool off and consolidation, and you can get some reaccumulation and do really well from there. So again, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. There's plenty of people who hold SUI in my Telegram chat. Again, I am not one of them. I don't hold SUI, nor do I intend to, but there are people who do and who believe in this very much. So I would encourage you to go to my Telegram and talk to them. Regular analysis of SUI in my chat. So I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of SUI. Should I buy? But this is not financial advice. You do your own research. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. And otherwise, I'll see you in my Telegram chat. I also have Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me on those if you want as well. See you again next time. Bye-bye.